So at this time as a kid, man, who you inspiring or inspired by? Like, you know what I'm saying? Who are you listening to that's inspiring you, you know what I'm saying, at this time as a kid, you know what I'm saying, just musically and rapping?
Um, on the R&B side, my mom she was big heavy on um, Mary J. Blige,
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Jodeci,
yeah.
you know.
This is that era though. This is the '90s. This is
Yeah,
that era. Yeah.
yeah, and then at my dad's house, I mean the who's who of the gospels, you know. But on the rap side, it was two groups in particular. It was one Dynamic Twins, um, and then there was another group, Cross Movement.
Mm.
And so like on the gospel rap front, like those two artists were like groups that my pops used to listen to heavy,
Okay.
and so that's why I started to get my brain moving until I found Nas and
Yeah,
Biggie and
yeah,
Jay,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know, and I was even behind. Like by the time I got to them, like their music had already been out. You know what I'm saying? Like
Was there anybody in Columbus that was doing music that you remember that stood out to you?
yeah, it was a group, the Third Eye. Rashad kind of was um, for lack of a better term, like the leader,
Mm-hmm.
or the more recognizable.
Okay.
So he had like record deals
Okay.
from a young age. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
13 and shit. So he's like one of them kind of guys. That's
Right.
always been in the industry
Right.
his whole life, and his crew.
Right.
Um, they rhyme too, but
Okay.
he also produced everything and engineered everything.
Mm-hmm.
It was another group. Really, really, what it was is we had a few dudes at our church that just took us under their wing. So it was the pastor's son, and then his friend Damien. So essentially, like they're like 6, 7 years our senior, and like we like literally little kids rolling around with them. And so in my pop's eyes, it's like, oh, it's just cool because they're the the elder sons. You know what I'm saying? They at the church.
Okay.
But I got arrested with them niggas.
Oh shit.
You know what I'm saying? We was outside a little bit.
Right. Right.
They taking me to college parties.
Oh man. Oh yeah, you was living.
Yeah, yeah.
This is your first
Mhm.
experience. And like, all right, okay.
And I'm like 12. You know
Oh,
what I mean? Like, and so it's hard to really put it on any one specific music artist. More so like it was them. You know what I'm saying? Because they were older than us and they was putting us on game. Like this is what you need to be listening to. This is what you need to be doing. This is how you should be dressing. And a lot of now I look back at it, it was very biased. Like what they thought of. Like they were like purist when it came to music.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't a lot of South music like West Coast or artists from the South that they were listening to. It was mainly East Coast centric.
Yeah.
And so like growing up, a lot of like we was anti a lot of shit
Mm-hmm.
for no reason, just
Yeah.
because I was told like I'm
Right.
supposed to be. You know?
Right. Right. Yeah. So that's interesting, man. As I hear you speaking it also sounds like I can hear the divine order in it, all, right? Like so, the timing was right. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You was coming up in an era and a time where music was just so vibrant.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And you got the R&B, the gospel, you know what I'm saying, the rapping side of it, the hip hop side of it.
yeah.
So here you are embracing all of it to ultimately to become an artist, you know what I'm saying, that you are today. Do you ever reflect back on like the era and like how much that impacts you doing art today?
Uh huh. So I think for me, my struggle is I'm very good at compartmentalizing.
Okay.
So I think a lot of my experiences I've been able to like suppress and block out.
Okay.
And
Oh, so you forget a lot of shit.
oh, nigga.
Really?
Yeah.
But intentionally though.
I think at one point it was intentional. Like, and I think it was probably some a defensive mechanism or something.
Yeah.
But now it's to the point where I'm like, I don't even remember that shit happened.
Really?
Some like other people reminded me like, yo, you remember when you I'm like, oh yeah.
Don't have no idea.
Nah. It's unfortunate because I think that's what happens though when you're trying to like find some kind of escape or
Shit, when you trying to survive.
yeah,
Man.
yeah. It's like, all right, I can't let this, even the good shit, not just the bad shit, but even the good shit. I because for me growing up, it was always like, what's next? You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, what's the next shit? What's the next shit? What's the next shit?
Man,
Because
that's so interesting you say that, man. Is because I was talking to somebody recently on the podcast about that, of just like, because I grew up being an athlete, right? So like you always hear the line of like next play,
yeah,
next play,
yeah,
short term memory.
yeah,
But what that did in a way is socialize us to like not really be present in any of it.
yeah,
But especially the good. You know what I'm saying? Like when good shit happens, bruh, we on to the next. You know what I'm saying? And what that did, like, bruh, I wanna, it's life.
yeah,
Like, you know what I'm saying? Let me appreciate this shit
yeah,
sometime. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. And it's crazy because it's not for whatever reason. Like it's like I understand. Like in that line when I say y'all celebrate wins too long, y'all celebrate wins too soon. I'm on the next play. Same shit.
Right.
But there is like you have to be able to take time and reflect on the progress you've made. You know what I'm saying? Like the things that you sacrifice to to achieve a goal. Like you gotta acknowledge it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying you need to throw a party every time, but
Right.
but you gotta at least, like just take it in, and then move on. But it wasn't none of that. It was just like, yeah, what's next?